So you think you'd like data analysis? Let's put that to the test. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk through a real data set, the World Happiness Report, but the real value here isn't the topic. It's that by the end, you'll know how to do three things with any data set you ever touch. Number one, sort and filter your data so you can instantly find the most and least important records. Number two, visualize relationships between variables so patterns jump out at you. Number three, pull out the kinds of insights that turn a spreadsheet into a story. We'll practice with happiness data today, but you can take these same skills and apply them to your business KPIs, your nonprofit donors list, your personal budget, literally anything in rows and columns. And stick around until the end because I'm going to leave you with a challenge for part two, where we'll take these skills into SQL to make them even more powerful. All right, let's dive in. Here's our starting point. I've already downloaded the World Happiness Dataset. If you've got a spreadsheet file of your own, you can just open it directly in Excel. Before we start sorting and charting, let's talk about how these numbers are created, because this is what makes the dataset unique. The World Happiness Report is based on something called the Cantrell Life Ladder. Here's the question people answer. Imagine a ladder with steps numbered from 0 at the bottom to 10 at the top. The top represents the best possible life for you, and the bottom represents the worst possible life. On which step of the ladder would you say you personally feel you stand at this time? So when you see a country's ladder score, it's the average of thousands of people's answers to that question across the country. But the researchers don't stop there. They also ask about specific factors like GDP per capita. That's measured using the World Bank data and adjusted to match the survey year. They look at social support. People are asked, if you were in trouble, do you have relatives or friends you can count on? The share of people saying yes becomes the score. Healthy life expectancy. That's based on World Health Organization health data, not just lifespan, but years in good health. The freedom to make life choices. The survey asks, are you satisfied or dissatisfied with your freedom to choose what you do with your life? Generosity. The survey asks, have you donated money to charity in the past month? Perceptions of corruption. The survey asks whether corruption is widespread in government or business. The fewer people who say yes, the higher the trust score. Now let's decode those extra columns you see in the data set. The ladder score is that main average rating from 0 to 10. The upper whisker and lower whisker are the confidence intervals, basically the range where the true score probably falls based on the sample size. And then there's the dystopia plus residual column. This one sounds dramatic, but here's what it means. The researchers created a baseline called dystopia, a hypothetical country where everything is as bad as it gets. The lowest GDP, no social support, the shortest life expectancy, no freedom, no generosity, and total corruption. Every real country gets compared to that baseline. The residual part is basically what's left unexplained, the unique factors that don't fit neatly into GDP or social support, but still affect happiness. So, when you see Finland at the top with a ladder score of 7.7, that's an average of survey responses from real people. And the breakdown by GDP, social support, and all these other factors shows what might be contributing to that score. Now that we know what the numbers represent, let's actually work with the data set inside Excel. Before we touch anything, I'm going to make sure my headers are formatted clearly. That means bolding the first row and freezing it, so it stays visible when I scroll. In Excel, go to the View tab, click Freeze Panes, then freeze the top row. This seems like a tiny step, but trust me, once your dataset grows to hundreds or thousands of rows, you'll thank yourself for locking that header in place. The first skill you can use with any dataset is sorting and filtering. Let's say I want to know which countries have the highest happiness score. I click anywhere in the happiness score column, go to the Data tab, and click Sort Largest to Smallest. Instantly, at the top of the list, we can see Denmark at 7.856 for their ladder score in the year of 2011. Second is Finland with a ladder score of 7.842 in the year of 2020. Finland is on here pretty consistently throughout the years. Let's sort smallest to largest. When we sort by lowest ladder score, Afghanistan is at the top of the list at 1.364, followed by Lebanon at 2.392. Filtering works the same way. Since this data set has a wide range of years, let's filter out all the years but 2024. And then let's sort largest to smallest by that ladder score. Now we can see at the top of the list is Finland at 7.736, followed by Denmark at 7.521, then Iceland, Sweden, Netherlands, Costa Rica, Norway, Israel, Luxembourg, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, Switzerland, Belgium, Ireland. Here's the United States. Ranked 24, we have a ladder score of 6.724, which is more than 1 point from the highest ranking country, Finland. The second skill is turning your data into a picture, because sometimes a chart tells you more than a table ever will. Let's explore whether there's a relationship between GDP per capita and happiness. Step 1 will highlight the GDP per capita column and the happiness score column. Step 2 will go to Insert tab, under Charts, pick Scatter Plot. Boom. Each country is now a dot on the chart. You'll notice an upward trend. In general, countries with a higher GDP tend to have higher happiness scores. But, and here's where analysis gets interesting, it's not a perfect line. Some countries like Costa Rica rank high on happiness despite a relatively low GDP. That's your cue as an analyst to ask, what else is driving happiness there? Maybe social support or community connection is playing a bigger role. Let's push this further by adding a third variable to our chart. In Excel, we can do this by using bubble sizes or colors. Here, I'm going to use health life expectancy as the bubble size. Set the bubble size to health life expectancy. Now, bigger bubbles represent longer life expectancies. You can instantly see that many of the happiest countries also have larger bubbles, meaning longer average lifespans. This is where charts start telling multi-layered stories instead of single variable snapshots. The third skill is storytelling with your data, turning numbers into a narrative. Here are 3 insights from what we've just done. Wealth and happiness are related, but not perfectly. Outliers like Costa Rica suggest other cultural or policy factors at play. Life expectancy often moves alongside happiness, which could connect to healthcare quality or safety. Regional patterns exist. Western Europe dominates the top rankings, while many sub-Saharan African countries face challenges across multiple indicators. These are the kind of takeaways that make your audience or your boss care about the spreadsheet you're showing them. So today you learned how to sort and filter, how to visualize relationships with charts, and how to turn raw data into insight. For your challenge, grab any data set, maybe it's your personal budget, maybe it's your company's sales data, or maybe it's another public data set, and try those 3 steps. Sort and filter, build at least 1 chart, write down 3 insights you can defend with the data. In the next episode, we'll take this exact same happiness data set into SQL so you can do even more powerful analysis without leaving your keyboard. If you found this helpful, hit that like button so more people see it, and drop a comment with the kind of data set you'd like me to explore next. Until then, keep asking questions and keep turning data into stories.